All right, we are live. Woo! Wow. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another live stream. As you can tell by the title, it is something I haven't done before. It's a Middle-earth live stream. That's right, guys. We're going to be talking about Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, leading up to Peter Jackson's newly produced Mortal Engines coming out in theaters this weekend. And I have a special guest joining me. I'm not reviewing these movies all by myself. It's my buddy Jay Vaters. You've never heard of him before. Jay, how's it going, man?
Yeah, who the fuck's that guy? That guy sucks. Fuck him. Hey, Vaters, I'm here to do a live stream with Ryan talking Lord of the Rings. I have always loved Lord of the Rings, and I'm finally glad to talk Lord of the Rings with this gentleman here. When he told me a while ago he's never seen these movies, I'm like, what? You're crazy. Give them a watch. And he did. And we're going to talk about them, and I'm excited.
Yes, I'm glad to be doing this with you, man. We do have some people in the chat here right now. We got Jonah Hawk in the chat. What's up, Jonah? Spongy Games. What's going on, Spongy Games? He said hi to you, Jay, as well.
Oh, hello.
Julie Madden is also here. Hello, Julie Madden. And Devin Pilgrim is here. Who the fuck are these guys?
All right, hold on. I'm going to bring up the chat so I can see it, too. I feel left out. Hold on.
All right, cool. And guys, if you're just tuning into the chat, we're so sorry about the thumbnail. Google Hangout is weird sometimes.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, okay, I have it up now.
All right, we got 8 people in here. We will start right around the 3 or 5 minute mark. We'll see how many people tune on in here. But first, what we want you guys to do, can you hear us? Can you see us? Because that's the most important thing.
Hear us? Can you smell us?
Yeah, can you smell us?
Smells like shame and misery.
All right, Spongy Games, and I love your videos, both of you. I love both of your videos. Thank you, Spongy Games.
He's clearly talking about it. No one loves my videos.
Yes,
people love to troll.
All right, cool. Devin can hear us and see us. Good. But Jay, how have you been, man? How's work been lately?
Tiring. A lot of double shifts. A lot of just annoying people I have to deal with. Yeah. I work at a Theo. I deal with a lot of annoying customers.
That's fun. That's fun. I deal with that as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got a job like that too. You deal with annoying people.
Customer service. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Benjamin. Yeah. Benjamin Laura is here. What's up, Benjamin? What's up, friends? Yes, I can smell both of you. Spongy Games. Jay, get your...
I know someone could. Hold on, let me move.
Jay, Spongy Games says, Jay, got your set back?
Yes. Yes. For the meantime, yes.
Yeah. See? He has a setback, guys. He's not faking it. Movie Man, will we get a complete Blu-ray collection video in January, Ryan? Yes, that is my goal every single year, to do an updated full Blu-ray collection video. So, yeah, you'll be getting that video. Do I want to do it? No, but it's for your entertainment.
I usually do a Blu-ray collection in November, but because of a lot of shit that went down, I couldn't do it. So I'll probably do one in January as well.
Yeah. Shadik, the review guy's here. What's up, Shadik? Double shift. Oh, no. And Mike from Married Movie Reviews is here. What's up, Mike? Hi. Mike says, I consider myself a simple guy. I see Lord of the Rings, I click. That's good. That's good. Even though there's no thumbnail, we will add that thumbnail as soon as this is over.
Yes, we will.
I hate doing these live streams where you can't add the thumbnails. It's pretty frustrating.
I hate having a live stream every time my hands are sticky, and because I eat something sticky and I'm clicking on the keyboard. And yeah, enough about my Friday night. Let's.
But anyway, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk all things Middle Earth leading up to Mortal Engines. if you're new to my channel, one of the franchises I've never seen before was the Middle-earth franchise, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Now I've seen all of them, and my minds are refreshed on every single one of those films. And this guy right here is a huge Middle-earth fan, Mr. J.
I am indeed.
That's good. That's good. So we'll be giving our thoughts. I'll give my thoughts first since I'm new to the Middle-earth world, and Jay will give his thought. What?
I'm just kidding.
So Jay will go after.
Yes.
Nicholas Lloyd is here. What's up, Nicholas? Lord of the Rings is now one of my favorite movie franchises. Yeah.
Good. Good.
And that's good. Movie Man, I'm doing mine at the end of the month, and I'm not looking forward to the mess. Yeah, it's very messy. Very messy.
Especially with me. I just like chuck them and stuff. Like, Avengers.
Screw this.
Out the window. Oh, shit.
Benjamin Laura, I have never seen the Middle-earth movies yet.
Wow.
Wow.
You're missing out.
You're missing out, sir.
Missing out. You're missing out.
I just want to share my thoughts on these movies. So, Jay, are you ready?
Yay!
Yeah. I think we should get started in 5, 4, 3,
10, 7,
7,000, 1,000,
9,
hope.
1.
All right, guys. So let's get started with this. Jay and I are ready to go. So we are going to start with the very great Lord of the Rings trilogy, and we're first going to talk about Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, which came out in 2001. Peter Jackson directed all of these movies, and Fellowship of the Ring has a great cast in it. Involved Elijah Wood as Frodo Baggins, Ian McKellen as Gandalf, Viggo Mortensen, so many great actors and actresses, Kate Blanchett. But yeah, what were my thoughts on Fellowship of the Ring? Fellowship of the Ring. I loved Fellowship of the Ring. This is easily a 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, this whole entire movie, it's a 3-hour-long movie. I watched the theatrical versions for all of them. I think they're the better versions than the extended editions. You can just watch those on YouTube. But Fellowship of the Ring, what I love the most about it is just the adventure aspects to it. All the characters that get introduced to it, Frodo Baggins, Samwise, Merry and Pippin, Gandalf, Aragorn, so many characters. Boromir, played by Sean Bean, the guy who fucking dies in every movie. Spoilers! Anyway, I love all the characters in this movie, especially Samwise, Merry Pippin. Frodo we'll get to later. Gandalf is fantastic. And I just love the prologue to this movie is what I love about Fellowship. The opening prologue, Kate Blanchett as Galadriel just talks about all of Middle-earth. You know, 3 rings were given to the elves, 7 to the dwarf lords, and then 9 to the race of men, the ring wraiths. I'm a Middle-earth nerd. No. Some of my favorite scenes in Fellowship of the Ring were by far the Fellowship getting formed, and Rivendell with Elrond, Hugh. Wow, really? Hugo Weaving.
Hugh Jackman.
And then we just go on this adventure. You know, the Mines of Moria battle was a really good action sequence. That's, of course, when Gandalf fights the Balrog and says, "You shall not pass!" And then he dies, ? And that's the end of it. And so, yeah, I loved Fellowship of the Ring. So my only issue just is the fact of the pacing and all that in some certain scenes. And I love Frodo Baggins, Elijah Wood. He's a great character and all, but yeah, so I'll explain. I'll explain later. Jay, what are your thoughts on Fellowship?
Fellowship is my favorite out of the whole series, the whole Middle-earth franchise. I love Fellowship of the Ring. It was never my favorite book. I read the books when I was younger, the J.R.R. Tolkien novels, and Return of the King was always my favorite book, but Fellowship was my favorite movie. I saw Fellowship of the Ring in theaters when it came out in 2001 when I was about 10 years old. Whole family went, and I fucking loved it. And I love the characters of Fellowship of the Ring. It establishes all these characters in such awesome ways. we spend time at the Shire with all these hobbits when they're, partying up for Bilbo's 111th birthday and stuff. And I love that it takes its time. That's why I love Fellowship so much. It takes its time to establish characters. You spend time with these characters and everything. Yes, the opening scene is really great when they talk about Isildur and how he took the ring and how he killed Sauron and everything. It's like this epic battle. That's the best thing about all the Lord of the Rings films. They blend CGI with practical effects, and it makes it feel so epic on a grand scale. And instantly in the beginning of the movie, you're like, this is going to be a badass motherfucking film. Fellowship of the Ring, though, how it starts in the Shire when it's like 60 years later after Bilbo finds the ring from Gollum. It's just, you get to spend time in the Shire, and it looks beautiful. New Zealand looks just so gorgeous. The cinematography is absolutely beautiful. I think it won Best Cinematography at the Oscars. It won 4 Oscars.
Yeah, and Howard Shore, he won with scores.
Ian McKellen was nominated for Supporting Actor, too, as playing Gandalf.
Yeah, Ian McKellen, I looked that up. He was. Can I talk more with Fellowship? Because there are some things I did forget.
Yes.
So, yeah, you mentioned everything with Sauron in that he created the ring of his own and that you have to take the ring, you have to walk to Mordor, to Mount Doom to destroy the ring for good. Gollum has had the ring for 500 years, and he got crazy obsessed with it. My process. I want more Gollum in this movie. But anyway, yeah, all the characters are great. One of my personal favorite characters is Christopher Lee as Saruman. He's fantastic. I love Saruman as a character, and I just love the relationship with Gandalf, that they're former friends, and I love how he returned in the Hobbit trilogy. Now Saruman gets twisted with Sauron, and he's a villain. Gandalf and him's fight was so awesome. That was so cool. Isengard's one of my favorite locations in all of Middle-earth. It's just such an evil, awesome place. But anyway, all the scenes are fantastic. Legolas, played by Orlando Bloom, is also great. Gimli, I think that's Jonathan Rhys-Davies.
Yeah.
Sean Bean as Boromir. Spoiler alert, he dies.
He dies by the orc guy, kills him. And that is a really great scene about Boromir because it shows what a badass character he is, because he dies basically, like, he calls his horn to bring all the orcs to him, and he saves Merry and Pippin. He saves their lives and stuff. And
what about breakfast?
He goes out like a troop. He has 3 arrows getting shot at him, and he's like still fighting and shit. It's so awesome.
What about breakfast? Anyway, let's talk about Viggo Mortensen as Aragorn.
Love him.
One of my favorite characters in this trilogy. So love him. He's
yes, and he's the proper king of Gondor. But
Striper, right?
Yeah, he calls himself Strider. He calls himself a ranger because he's basically an outcast. He doesn't want to be king. He doesn't want to have anything to do with the kingdoms and stuff. He's basically just a ranger. And you find out more about him in the later films, but in Fellowship of the Ring, he's a great protector. The scene when he fights the ring race is a really cool scene and everything. Yeah, that scene's great. Also, there's a lot of funny comedy sprinkled throughout the whole movie that I really, really love, especially with Pippin. Like when he's like, well, we need some breakfast. He's like, you already had it. We had one, yes. What about?
And then he throws a raw at him. Jay, I think we should catch up with the chat. We have a lot of comments here.
Oh, sorry. Yes. What are they saying?
Movie Man, Lord of the Rings is my 3rd favorite trilogy. Benjamin, yes, I am. Shadik, I saw the films a long time ago, but I'm looking forward to the extended cuts. Mike says the best one. He agrees with you, Jay.
Yes.
Nicholas, my favorite scene in Fellowship is when Gandalf shouts, "You shall not pass." Mike, you didn't watch the extended cuts? I don't need to spend $60 on an extended version that I could just watch those scenes on YouTube. So
the only one that you can watch is Return of the King.
I think the theatrical versions are perfect in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mike and Spongy, Jay, in your Emoji Movie review, you said that they'll make a movie of everything. I agree. Yeah, definitely. They'll make a review out of Jay's closet. Should I?
Starring Johnny Depp.
Benjamin, should I watch the movies? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. I did. There's
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Fellowship is my second favorite Lord of the Rings film. Shadix, let's say I couldn't get to the extended editions, but I own them. Spongy, will they make a Playmobil movie? I don't know what that is. Benjamin, yes, you should. Harry Thomas is here. What's up, Harry Thomas? Good to see you, man.
We represent.
Amari's also here. What's up, Amari? Plush Venture Amigos is also here. And yeah, we'll continue on with this. So,
all right, where were we? Oh yeah, Fellowship. The comedy in the movie is super funny. Like Pippin's one of my favorite comic reliefs. Like I love the scene when he's him and Mary like join the Fellowship. He's like, you should be known as Fellowship of the Ring. Great. Where we go?
Roll credits.
And then Gimli's also super funny. He's like, nobody tosses a dwarf.
And you shall have my axe.
Dude, yeah. Even the scene when Pippin when they're in the mines of Moria and he like touches the skeleton and the skeleton falls and makes all the noise, and then Gandalf's like, fool over two, throw yourself in next time, you'll rid us of your stupidity. It's just so funny. Your stupidity. And yeah, my favorite character is Aragorn is my second favorite. My favorite is Gandalf. I love Gandalf. Such an old, wise old man. Ian McKellen just plays him so well. And also he's a badass. Like when he fights the Balrog, it's just so fucking cool. He's just like
Do you want to know my least favorite?
He's like fucking yeah. And then with the you shall not pass. The one thing about that scene, when he gets pulled by the Balrog and he's like holding on, he's like, fly, you fools. The funny thing is, no one tries to save him but Frodo. I give Frodo that. No one even tries to save him. They're just like, no, he's dead. They're just like, Frodo tries to save him, and I'm just like, I love that. No
just save him.
No one wants to save him. Just fly, fools.
I got stuff to say about Frodo later. All right, let's talk.
You can also, throughout the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy, this is a very hard thing to do, try to do a count of how many times Sam saves Frodo. It's a lot.
I got stuff to say about Frodo later. But I think we should go on to the Two Towers now. So I give Fellowship a 5 out of 5. Jay, you 10 out of 10.
I fucking love Fellowship 3. It's amazing. It's
All right, so let's talk about the second installment. That is Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Yes. The Two Towers. So my thoughts on Two Towers, I love. It's not as good as Fellowship. It's not a perfect movie in my opinion, but still it's damn great. You know, Peter Jackson directed a really good sequel. I believe this film didn't get a lot of Oscar noms, like 6 or 4. I forgot. Yeah, and it didn't win any. It didn't win any Oscars. Really? Wow. That's interesting.
Nominated, but it got nominated for a few. I don't think it won anything, but
that's interesting. But let's talk about Two Towers. Two Towers is great. The whole movie, all the characters are split up. Sam is with Frodo at the end of Fellowship. Sam's like, "No, Mr. Frodo, I'm going with you because we're friends." And now they're together. They find Gollum, who's my favorite character in the whole Middle-earth saga. Gollum. We get introduced to that character played by Andy Serkis, his first ever motion capture performance. My blesses. When we're trying to figure out, can Gollum be trusted or not, and fucking Frodo believes him, and Sam is the one who's right and all that. And then the other group is Gandalf. He's disappears until halfway through. Then we get Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli together. They're trying to find Merry and Pippin, who were kidnapped by the orcs. Merry and Pippin are with the Ents and all that. And I would say my least favorite adventure part was probably Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. They were going to Rohan to try to find King Theoden. And Theoden is being controlled by Sauron and all that, and Saruman, and it's the whole entire movie. They're trying to get Rohan to be involved in the battle.
But it does lead to a badass battle. The Battle of Helm's Deep.
We'll get to Helm's Deep. I'm not there yet, Jay. But anyway, let's talk about Merry and Pippin, which was my least favorite part of the movie, is with the Ents. Pretty much 60% is with the Ents, just this big tree named Treebeard, talking poetry and all that, just walking through the forest. And we get introduced to other Ents in the movie, and it's just them talking with this tree. But I gotta say, one of my favorite fucking scenes is when the Ents destroy Isengard. That was a fucking awesome scene. All the Ents coming together. Saruman basically destroyed all those trees, and now nature is coming back, bitch. So they destroy Isengard. Saruman was destroyed at the end. And another one of my favorite scenes is when Saruman shows Isengard and all that. Who has the strength to stand against the armies of Isengard? And then we see the Eye of Sauron, the more of the two towers. I don't know. That's one of my favorite scenes. But now let's talk about Helm's Deep, which is the best scene in this movie by far. The Battle of Helm's Deep is so freaking epic. The score by Howard Shore is also great. And we see this awesome battle, pretty much half practical and half visuals. And it's just an awesome battle just to hear the sounds of the orcs and all that. And it's just an epic battle. It's fantastic. And Two Towers is kind of boring at times, but it is a great sequel. Just my least favorite parts were definitely Merry and Pippin and Frodo being kind of an ignorant prick at times. But Jay, what are your thoughts on Two Towers?
All right, Two Towers again. Song theaters. Enjoyed the book. The movie is good. It's a very good movie. It's definitely the weakest out of the trilogy. I love it still. I love Gollum. The effects on him they seem a little dated now, but they were amazing in the time. And Gollum's such a cool character because he's just such a villainous little fucking shithead. He's so great. And the fact that he has this like multiple personality is so interesting. And the way he like talks to himself is really good. They really dive into the psyche of Gollum in this movie. And how he talks to himself, and how he kind of wants to get freed of the golem because he's Smeagol, but he wants to get free of the golem, and he gets rid of it, but then he has it back at the ending because Frodo fucking betrays him and everything. And you get to meet Boromir's brother, Faramir, played by David Wingham. He's pretty interesting. He gets more interesting in the next one, but I like the Gimli, Legolas, and Aragorn story. Because Aragorn meets a girl in this one, Eowyn, who I do not like. She's just kind of there. You also get to have Brad Dourif in this movie. Chucky himself is in this movie. He's the creepy dude that, is controlling
Grandma Wormtongue?
Yes, that's the fucker's name.
Oh, I didn't know that, no.
Fucking Chucky himself. So creepy in the movie. I'm like, oh yeah, it's so Brad Dourif. But I like the story of Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli because the three of them have a cool camaraderie with each other, and it really establishes the friendship more of Gimli and Legolas. They have this like joking thing with each other. Even when they kill orcs, they like keep count. Legolas, 2 already. I'm on 17.
I'm on 17.
It's so great. Happening? Do you want me to describe it to you, or would you like me to find you a box?
Would you like me to find you a box? And then we get Gandalf the White. Gandalf Burns, yes, that's an awesome.
Badass. He's more badass than he was.
Looks like Saruman.
He kicks Saruman's ass because he's controlling Theoden. It's almost like a Middle Earth exorcism he performs. It's really cool. And I like the scene with Frodo and Sam and Gollum because Gollum is just such a cool character. And Sam instantly doesn't trust him, which is great because Sam has great instincts.
We mustn't win lessons. Nobody likes you. I fucking love Andy Serkis. How has he not won an Oscar yet?
I have no idea. And the thing with Merry Pippin is it's good. The only part that's really dark is when they're kidnapped by the orcs, and the orcs want to eat them. And then the orcs succumb to cannibalism because they chop one of the orcs' heads off and they start eating the other orcs. So this is fucked up and gross. And then one orc's like, they don't need those legs. They are tasty. I'm like, wow, these are really looking things. And also one of my favorite reactions ever in Lord of the Rings is when Pippin is on top of Treebeard And the tree opens his eyes. He's just like, oh! Just like falls over. Best reaction ever. He's just like, oh! Jesus Christ.
Trees were my friends. Let's go get Isengard. Oh my god, they destroy Isengard like that. Like, jeez.
Talk about Helm's Deep now. Let's talk about Helm's Deep.
Yeah, let's talk about Helm's Deep, where we get all these freaking orcs marching up to Helm's Deep, and all the women and the children are in shelter. One of the complaints that Peter Jackson should have more strong women. We'll talk about Return of the King in a sec. But anyway, the battle's really cool. I love the practical effects. I love that ladder idea that they had. They just came up with it off the top of their head. And yeah, Peter Jackson knows how to direct action. And I love the scene when Gandalf finally fucking shows up with all the Rohan people and they show up to battle. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wanted more Gandalf. That was one of my big issues.
It is so great. The score is fantastic. The action is so badass. Like, and I look at the elves come. He's like, there was a time when elves and men formed together. We shall do it again and stuff. But then that elf dies. Now that's sad.
It's a 20-minute action sequence, and it's epic.
Yeah, there's like a scene when an orc has like a big flame. He's gonna blow the whole thing up, and he's like let's kill him. He's shooting him, but he blows him. Does like a suicide bomber thing.
Let's talk about the Great Wall.
Yeah. Badass.
My God, that movie ripped off the Helm's Deep battle completely.
Oh yeah, that movie.
Yeah.
Fucking just yeah.
Now watching the Helm's Deep battle, wow, the Great Wall totally ripped off this action scene.
Yeah, yeah. The more I think that movie doesn't exist, the more it might come true. So
good. I just want to say, all right, let's read the chat. Anything?
Oh yeah, the chat. I always forget we're live.
Oh yeah, Amari and all of them are here. Fly, you fools! Gandalf was literally telling them to take the eagles to Mordor. What do you guys think about the new movie that's coming out, Spider-Verse? Haven't seen it yet.
Looks amazing.
Harry says Bilbo is better than Frodo. We'll get to that in a sec. It's Jake Gaiman. I don't care if this is about Lord of the Rings, but wait, I already said that. What's good, gents? Daniel from Halfcocked is here. What's up, Daniel?
What's up, buddy?
Sam's speech at the end makes me cry. Yeah, Sam is one of my favorite characters. Like, he makes me tear up. How old were you guys when these movies came out? I was 12, 13, and 14. I was born in 1995, so I was 6 when Fellowship came out, 7 and 8.
I was 10, 11, 12.
10, 11, 12. There you go, Mike. All right, nothing else going on really in the chat.
Yeah.
Wait, Plush Venture, can you guys talk about Sonic the Hedgehog movie, please? I only saw a poster. That's it.
Yeah, no comments so far for that one. But yeah, up the two towers. My last moment I like in the Battle of Helm's Deep is when Aragorn tosses Gimli, just like, toss me, don't tell the elf. I love that scene.
I love Gimli. He's hilarious.
I love that. It's just so funny. Just like, toss me.
All right, so on my rating scale, I'm gonna give the Two Towers a 4.5 out of 5 stars. What about you, Jay?
I'd give it 8.5 out of 10. Solid film. Some of it's a little dated, but still got great action. I still love these characters. It's still very timeless. It's still part of a trilogy that I love. And yes, leading up to Return of the King, the Battle of Helm's Deep is now over. The Battle of Middle Earth shall now begin.
That is true.
Yes, that's Return of the King. So good segue. Return of the King.
Return of the King. This is my favorite Lord of the Rings movie by far. This is a masterpiece. It's a 3-hour and 20-minute long movie. That's the theatrical cut. The extended's like 5 hours long. But anyway, yeah, Peter Jackson, he nailed it. I mean, this movie won 11 Academy Awards and won every single Oscar it was nominated for, tied Titanic and Ben-Hur for the most Oscar noms. But yeah, Return of the King is phenomenal. Like, all the action scenes, all the characters. You don't have to set up characters. You can just go right into the story. And the whole movie, it opens with Gollum, Sam, and Frodo getting close to Mordor, to the Black Gate, so Frodo can climb up top Mount Doom and try to destroy the ring and all that. Gollum finally is revealed to be the true villain in the movie, that they're trying to kill Frodo so he can have the ring of his own. And Sam is the smartest person. He is the best character in this movie, Sam. Like, Sam is always the one to protect Frodo. He's always the one there for him. Like, everybody saves freaking Frodo. Like, my God, fight for yourself, Frodo. But anyway, we get introduced to Shelob and Cirith Ungol. And we finally get to Minas Tirith. Minas Tirith is by far my favorite city in all of Middle-earth. Like, how big this city is when Gandalf and Pippin are riding to Minas Tirith. I'm like, holy shit, this is a big world. And we get introduced to Denethor, who is Boromir and Faramir's father. He's an asshole. Yeah. Yeah, unlikable character for sure. And we see all these armies coming together to fight Sauron's army, and Aragorn returns to be the king. And you said yourself that all these movies have the title in them. A character says the title of the movie. And Gandalf says the title here. And yeah, Return of the King, the Battle of Minas Tirith is freaking epic. Like, it's a freaking 30-minute action sequence. So many orcs. Freaking elephants show up and dead people show up like it's Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a freaking epic battle. And we don't get a lot of strong females in Middle-earth, and we finally see, what's her name?
Eowyn.
She kills the Witch King.
That was badass.
Stabs him in the face. Oh, wow.
No man can kill me. I am no man.
But
bad fucking ass. Didn't like the Two Towers, but she was badass in Return of the King.
Yeah! But anyway, the Ride of Rohan. That was an awesome scene. Like, all these armies showing up, King Theoden.
That score.
Shall be spare.
That score that plays, though, too. I love that score.
Howard Shore. He's the GOAT. One of the best composers.
Okay, I'm like, oh, chills.
But anyway, the whole action sequence is epic. All these orcs and all that. Elephants show up. I love when freaking Legolas like destroys the mammoth. He slides on top of it and freaking destroys it and all that. It's a really epic movie. The final act of this movie is intense. All the stuff on Mordor, Sauron's eye, Frodo and Sam. Oh my God. One of the best scenes in the movie is when Sam's like, "You're not going to give up, Mr. Frodo. I will carry you if I have to." Oh man, the score is phenomenal. Frodo finally gets to Mount Doom, and then freaking Gollum shows up, of course, and all that. Gollum destroys the ring. He dies and all that. Sauron's eye gets lost. Then we get another awesome action scene at the Black Gate at the end of Return of the King, and Aragorn freaking kills Sauron's face and all that. That was an awesome scene, and that's great. And man, this final act is perfect. And Aragorn gets crowned king, and Arwen shows up again. They get married as king and queen. And then my favorite scene by far, and it's pretty sure yours too, the hobbits bow to him, and he's like, "My friends, you bow to no one." And then everyone bows. Oh my God, it's such a great scene, such an epic scene. And then it's so sad when Frodo and them return to the Shire. Frodo says bye to them. Oh man, such a perfect ending. Couldn't have ended better. Jay, your thoughts on Return of the King?
Okay, where to start? This instantly.
We're crying!
Instantly, when I saw this movie in theaters, I knew I was in for fucking something amazing. Right when it starts with Gollum's backstory and how fucked up it is, and I'm like, oh my God, this is.
That opening was amazing.
Yeah, he kills his friend for the ring, and then it's him slowly mutating into this thing that he is. And I'm like, it's so gross. It's so. I absolutely love it. And Andy Serkis is just so good. I love everything with Frodo and Sam in this movie. It just shows you that Sam is just such a badass protector. He will protect. I'm not a Frodo fan. This is the one movie I really actually enjoyed Elijah Wood's performance, because I can kind of see this just how much agony he is through. Because when you carry the ring, like Sauron is almost like in your head, like it tortures you from the inside and stuff. And even when you see him without his shirt and you see like the ring burn into his chest, I'm like, my God, you have no idea what kind of misery this kid is going through, and you kind of feel bad for him. And even the scene when like Sam's holding him and Frodo just says that I feel nothing, I'm like naked in the dark, and all I see is him, and that is just a very haunting image, really, and all that is just really well done. I thought Elijah Wood and Sean Astin gave great performances. The scene with Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli is great because they get to bring back these ghosts of all these like traitors and murderers of Gondor and Rohan, and basically they need to be free, but the only way to be free is they have to actually do something good. So Aragorn's like, I'm the son of Arathorn, and I'm Isildur's heir. If you fight for us, then you will regain your oath. And just that's what they do. They fight with them, and it's pretty cool.
Let's talk about the extended scenes. Saruman gets killed in the extended edition. We see him get
should have put that in the movie. I don't know why they didn't, because I wanted to, because when I saw the movie, I'm like, wait. Saruman, he's still alive. Like, what are they doing? But then
what happened to him?
When the extended cut, they show him down. Like, they couldn't just put that in the fucking movie. It's only like a 3-minute scene. Like, put it in the goddamn movie. And that's the one thing in the extended cut I'm glad they put in, but they should have put in the theatrical cut, because seeing that in theaters really confused the shit out of me.
And many people said the Return of the King extended is the best out of all of them. Aragorn kills Sauron in the extended cut, really badass way, cutting his head off. Sheep. But yeah, let's talk about I have some things with Frodo I'd love to talk about once we get to The Hobbit, but still, on my rating scale, Return of the King is the best in this trilogy, in my opinion. It gets a 5 out of 5 stars. Jay?
I love Return of the King. The action is probably some of the best action you'll ever see. Again, the ending. Some people complain about how long the endings are. I'm like, you're ending a huge trilogy with a big story. You need a long ending. It wraps up perfectly. You bow to no one. Tears. And when Frodo leaves, even more tears. The music's fantastic too. It's a 10 out of 10. It's so good. Fellowship's a better 10 out of 10, but this is still a 10 out of 10. It's fucking amazing. It's Return of the King. It deserved those 11 Oscars. Fuck yeah.
All right, let's read the chat. Let's talk. Mike from Married Movie Review says the Urukai thought he was going to the Olympics. Josh Haynes is here. What's up, Josh? Unip Sleep Productions is also here. What's up, man? Dude, you finally seen Lord of the Rings. Mariana, I'm by far the oldest person here. I was 14, 15, 16. See, I told you wouldn't be disappointed. And that extended version is worth every second. Gotta go. Thanks for tuning in, Spongy Games. Halfcock, Shelob scared the shit out of me as a kid. Saying best spider to film. John Ardman, hey Ryan, I just joined. What's up, John Ardman? Did you get a haircut? I did get a haircut. You like it? And Halfcocked whispers for Frodo. That was in the movie. I get that reference. For Frodo. All right, now let's talk about the Hobbit trilogy now. And we're going to start with The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Right there.
I like it.
The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. What were my thoughts on it? It was good. It was pretty good. Not perfect. It's good. It's a good movie. It's all right. Some things I loved about the movie, first of all. My favorite part out of all the Hobbit films is Martin Freeman as Bilbo. Martin Freeman is fantastic as Bilbo. Ian McKellen is fantastic as Gandalf. Like, the first 5 minutes of this movie is great. You see Ian Holm as Bilbo, and just given his backstory, writing to Frodo and all that. Elijah Wood returns as Frodo. That was great. Great service and all that. We see Bilbo tell his story, and then we see Martin Freeman as Bilbo, and them saying, "I'm not going anywhere. Good morning." I just love those scenes. I was just laughing my ass off with Gandalf and Bilbo in the opening scenes. And then all these dwarves come into Bilbo's house to eat dinner and all that. That was a funny scene. Hey, that is my plate. Don't touch my food. That was a great scene. And then Gandalf shows up and all that. He wore his same robe he wore in Fellowship. That was cool to see. and all that. And I think after watching Unexpected Journey, Frodo was wearing the same outfit he did in Fellowship. I think the scene where Frodo leaves, that's where he sees Gandalf. Am I correct about that?
You're correct. Yeah.
All right, good. Because that was the opening to Fellowship. Yeah. But anyway, we go on this adventure. We get introduced to all these characters like Thorin Oakenshield, played by Richard Armitage. Great character. Love Thorin. He's a great character. Then all these other dwarves, the new Fellowship in this film, since it's a prequel to Lord of the Rings. And I'm going to say this because Harry mentioned it earlier. I like Bilbo more than Frodo, and here's why. Because Bilbo actually fucking fights back and not Frodo. Yeah, Bilbo's an awesome character, and we go on this awesome adventure with all these characters, and it was a little bit slow in certain scenes. Like, there's not a lot of fun action scenes as the next one, but still the character interactions are great. And my issues involve the villains of this movie, all those big troll monster dudes. Yeah, the CGI looked really bad in some certain scenes. Definitely tell there's a lot of CGI incorporated compared to Lord of the Rings, where they went more practical. And also, we don't get introduced to the other characters until the next film. I also love seeing Christopher Lee back as Saruman, Hugo Weaving back as Elrond, Kate Blanchett as Galadriel. All these characters. We go back to Rivendell, one of the best scenes, one of the best places. Such a beautiful place and all that. There's an awesome action scene when they're on these mountains and these freaking rock monsters are fighting each other. That was one of my favorite scenes. Yeah. Unexpected Journey, it's a good, solid movie that I enjoyed. It's pretty good, and I just love the character interactions of this film. Just the CGI flaws could have been a little better touched upon. So, Jay, what are your thoughts on Unexpected Journey?
I was actually shocked of how much I enjoyed this movie. This is actually my favorite out of the Hobbit movies. I liked it. I liked how it does the Fellowship of the Ring. It takes its time, establishes characters. Every scene with them in the Shire is just great. It felt like I was back in, the Shire, chilling with all the hobbits and stuff. Man, if I ever wanted to live at a place, I'd live at the Shire. That's just so fucking cool. All you do is smoke a pipe and chill in the grass. What better place to live? But I love Bilbo. I love Martin Freeman's performance. I think he does such a good job. Then when he meets Gandalf and all these dwarves and stuff, and they'll sing in his health, they sing the Misty Mountain. That was really great. You get some Armitage as Thorin Oakenshield. That was really great.
Lee Pace.
I love that Bilbo's just this guy. He just stays indoors. He's afraid to go out in the outdoors and, go on a real adventure. But then he finally gets the courage up. He says, you know what? I'm going on an adventure. And I love it. The scenes, even with the trolls when they're trying to cook the dwarves, I think that scene's pretty darn funny and everything. And because actually that scene is actually a scene Bilbo talks about in Fellowship of the Ring. On his birthday party, he talks about the scene with these little hobbits. He says that he fought these trolls and a sun came out. It turned.
Oh, yeah, that scene.
Yeah, so I like that they tied that in with Fellowship of the Ring. Like, that's kind of cool, kind of clever. And yes, they get to go to Rivendell. That was awesome. Get to see Elrond again. You get to see Thorin gets his sword. You get to see how Bilbo gets his blue sword and everything. He's like, I don't think that's a sword. I think that's a toothpick. But yeah, I love all that. All that's great. Yes, the villain, the big white orc guy is a very boring villain. He's just a typical bad guy.
Try to incorporate the backstory of Thorin, how his father was killed by that dude.
Yeah,
Thorin is kind of an ass in this movie, but he grows into that likable character. Their friendship, Bilbo and Thorin's friendship, is one of my favorite parts of this trilogy. And Richard Armitage, I thought he was good as Thorin.
Yeah. The best part of this movie, the fucking best part of the fucking movie, is the scene with Bilbo and Gollum. Fucking right.
Yes, that was my favorite scene.
That's so great. My name is Bilbo Baggins. Bagginses? What's a Bagginses?
What does it got in its nasty little pocket?
Oh, love it.
Stole it. He stole it!
Love it.
I fucking love Gollum in this scene, man. It's not fair.
Yeah. I love it. They're playing this game of riddles, and then he tricks them. What is in my pocket?
Bilbo freaking outsmarted Gollum, the guy who had the ring for 500 years, and how Bilbo gets the ring and all that. He disappears. It's such an awesome ring. I want that ring so bad, and all that. And then Bilbo
that scene I can watch millions of times. I fucking love that scene.
When he outsmarts Gollum, I'm like, respect, Bilbo. You're way better than Frodo. he does so many awesome things in this trilogy. But anyway, yeah, Gollum, that scene was the best scene by far. I couldn't have done without the rest of those cave trolls when they're escaping from those cave trolls in this underscene and all that. So much CGI that looks so noticeable. And looks anything like in Lord of the Rings. But still, it's a fun movie. Not terrible. Just not my personal favorite. But I think that Gollum scene bumped it up. On my rating scale, I'm going to give An Unexpected Journey a 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah. Another scene I like.
Yeah. What's another scene?
The ending. Yeah. Another scene I like is with Thorin. And it's at the very ending. It's a very touching scene. It's when he's just like, "Where's Bilbo? He's like, you could have got yourself killed."
Oh, I told him yes. And then he hugs him. Then
he's just like, "You know what? I could have been more wrong." And then he just hugs Bilbo. Oh man, that's he gets me. I'm like,
I thought he was gonna go off on him again. Like, you leave Bilbo alone.
Yeah.
And then we get the
a big hug. Love it.
And then freaking Bilbo freaking stabs that orc dude and was like, "You stay away from him." I'm like, yes, this is what I want Frodo to do. But anyway, yeah. Unexpected Journey, that ending was really good and gets a 3.5 out of 5 stars. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I enjoy this movie a lot. Again, it's my favorite Hobbit movie. I give it like I give it an 8 out of 10. Fuck it, because I watch it a lot. It has got a lot of problems, things that make no sense. The CGI is pretty bad, but I enjoy it, and I love Bilbo so much. I love that scene with Gollum. Anytime Gandalf's on the screen, my dick gets hard. So fuck yeah, Unexpected Journey. All
right, so just a few comments. Half-cocked, Unexpected Journey works when focused on its strong cast, character relationships, and atmosphere. Misty Mountains fits like a puzzle piece in the Middle Earth we've grown to know. B-Wise is here, the guy that gives me shit for not seeing these movies. Wait, so you watched them? You're alive? Yes, I have, B-Wise, so you can't give me shit. And Logan's here. What's up, Logan? Good to see you here, Logan Battles. All right, so now let's talk about, I think, the best Hobbit film. That is The Desolation of Smaug. The Desolation of Smaug. So going into this one, I wanted this film to fix all the problems I had with Unexpected Journey. And this film did it. Desolation of Smaug is loads better than the first one, in my opinion. This film was just a lot more fun and so much action-packed. The visual effects were so much better. And we'll talk about my favorite part at the end, Smaug. But anyway, let's talk about the character interactions. I think Bilbo's even better in this film. I think Thorin's even better. I would say one of my main issues is more Gandalf, just like in Two Towers. He's barely in this one. More Gandalf, the better. But anyway, we get introduced to new characters. Legolas returns. Orlando Bloom, it's great to see him back. Also, what is Lee Pace's name? I forgot his character's name.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I forget. Just forget. Oh, I don't know.
Lucius Malfoy. Yeah, Lee Pace, Ronan the Accuser, he gets more to do. And Evangeline Lilly as Tauriel. This is where, yeah, that romance is awful. But anyway, Evangeline Lilly, she's badass in this movie. I liked her character a lot. But that relationship was terrible. But we got some awesome action sequences with Bilbo and all of them. I love Thorin in this film as well. So great. The scene when they're escaping on the barrels was freaking awesome. I love that scene. And all the CGI looks so obvious. Rick and Orlando Bloom jumping on different rocks, killing a bunch of people. Yeah, all the CGI is so noticeable. And then Gandalf gets captured by those troll monster dudes and all that. And yeah, there's a lot of dialogue scenes, but we get introduced to Luke Evans as well, who's also in this film. He's also really good. We get introduced to Lake Town. They go to Lake Town. I love the scene when they're in the fish buckets and all that, trying not to be seen by the security people. And we get into Lake Town. We meet Luke Evans' family, and the relationship kicks back up. But what I'm here to talk about is Smaug, voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch. The holy fucking shit, Smaug is awesome in this film. Benedict Cumberbatch, the voice, the visuals on Smaug look awesome, and just the scenes of them talking like, "Well, thief, where are you? Come now, don't be shy. Step into the light." Just, it's a bunch of dialogue scenes, and we find out what happened with Smaug taking over the dwarfs' kingdom and all that. They're trying to find the Arkenstone. Yeah, they're trying to find the Arkenstone in there. Bilbo. Just the scenes with Bilbo and Smaug just talking are freaking awesome. And then Smaug is freaking awesome. The dragon, the look of this dragon is freaking awesome. And Benedict Cumberbatch was perfect as the voice. And then the scene at the end where they break Smaug out and he destroys Lake Town, that's an awesome cliffhanger and all that. Yeah, my favorite parts were definitely Smaug. This film was definitely better than Unexpected Journey. For me, it improved the pacing, the action, the character moments. And there's just a lot of funny moments in this film. Yeah, so Jay, what are your thoughts on Desolation of Smaug? Oh, no.
Hi.
Jay, hello?
Hold on a sec. I think we're lagging a bit. Hold on.
Yeah, a little bit. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. Jack, can you hear us?
Yeah. I think I can. Anyways, Desolation of Smaug, great movie. I don't think it's better than an Unexpected Journey.
Fuck you.
I feel like Unexpected Journey. I liked a lot of the scenes more. A lot of it felt so much more like Lord of the Rings. Desolation of Smaug is a fun movie. That's what I could be. I like Martin Freeman. I like Ian McKellen when he's in the fucking film. I like Richard Armitage as Thorin. The barrel scene, again, is a cool scene. I love everything with Smaug. Smaug is a fucking cool character. Benedict Cumberbatch does a great job. The whole sequence is bad freaking ass. The action's cool. It's a fun, swashbuckling action adventure fantasy film. All of that is great and all, but I didn't care about it. Like, I didn't care about any of the elves. The Evangeline Lilly romance thing, bad. She's an okay character. Legolas is in the movie as much as I love Legolas. He doesn't really need to be in the movie. Lee Pace is so forgettable. Fuck, I couldn't even remember the guy, his fucking name. That's how forgettable he is. There's a lot of things in this movie that is just forgettable. I always, when I binge Lord of the Rings, I watch Lord of the Rings, then I watch Unexpected Journey. And then if I have time, I watch Desolation of Smaug and Battle of Five Armies. I still like this movie. I still think it's a fun movie. It's not as good as its predecessor, in my opinion. I know a lot of people disagree with that, but I like the action. I like the character. There's some cool scenes. Nothing really got to me. Nothing, got my heart going, just like an Unexpected Journey did. There's so many scenes in an Unexpected Journey, like the Gollum scene, the Bilbo scenes with Thorin. All those scenes just really, they get me. And that opening of Unexpected Journey is so good. This one just has fun action. It's fun to watch. Just, I don't know. It's good. It's very good. It's just not my favorite.
So, well, yeah, the Bilbo freaking outsmarts Smaug at the end. Like, oh my god, like Bilbo is just freaking awesome. I love that cliffhanger at the end with Smaug flying to destroy Lake Town. And what did he say at the end? You will witness evil, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, let me read the chat really quick. Nothing much. What's up? No, I can't because of how long it took you to watch them. Really. Logan Battles, LOL. Desolation of Smaug has better action and brisker pacing for the most part. Is Lee Pace Thranduil? Thranduil. We'll say that. Okay. All right. So, what did you give Desolation of Smaug, Jay?
I give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's fine. I think it's enjoyable. I think it's a fun movie. It's not like my favorite, but I still think I like it. I when I binge all these movies, I can watch all the Hobbit movies fine. I think it's good.
Yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. It's a good movie. All right, now let's return. Let's go to the final film in the Middle-earth saga, The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. Now, this film, directed by Peter Jackson once again, the final film in the Hobbit trilogy. And this one is definitely the weakest Middle-earth film.
Oh, is it ever? Oh, boy.
Yeah, this movie is the shortest Middle-earth film, 2 hours and 24 minutes. Yeah, this movie, it's fine, but this movie could have been a lot better than what it was. But we get right into the story real quick with Bilbo and all of them. They're worried about what happened, and Smaug opens up the movie, destroying Lake Town. Like, my God, freaking Smaug is evil. And then Luke Evans, we see him kill Smaug. Freaking awesome scene. And then we see Tauriel is still there, helping out for Gillenly. I think that's his name. Oh my God, that romance is awful. But still, we cut back to Thorin. He's completely different than what he was. He's like, find the Arkenstone, and he's just goes back to that freaking dickish Thorin and all that. And we see Bilbo trying to help him out and all that. And then Bilbo's awesome in this movie, of course. Martin Freeman, he's amazing. And we see more of Lee Pace and the elves and all that. We find Tauriel leaving the elves and all that. Legolas as well. And it takes a while to get to the frickin' battle. And it's a really slow-paced movie for 2 hours and 24 minutes. More Gandalf as well. And there's another character we need to talk about, Jay. That is Radagast the Brown.
Oh, God.
This character. My goodness.
He has bird shit on his head.
He's definitely the Mater and the Jar Jar Binks of Middle-earth.
Yeah, he's annoying.
Yeah, could that a character been in the movie? No. Is he in the books? Probably. But, my God. Not everything from the books needs to be in these movies. But anyway, Peter Jackson, he's really mad. He wanted to make this final Hobbit film into 2 movies, but the studio was like, make it 3 movies, rushing out, whatever. And this movie was completely rushed from start to finish. The whole battle is really dull. Like, so many CGI scenes in this film that look nothing like the Battle of Minas Tirith or Helm's Deep. And it just ends, and you just don't really feel resonant that much. And when Thorin dies at the end, spoilers, but I didn't feel that emotionally invested, and I did like the last couple of scenes with him and Bilbo and all that. You are a great friend and all that stuff. The Arkenstone. And this whole movie is just full of dialogue and full of action, but just not a real connective story to it. The humor also falls flat at times. The CGI is very noticeable. The final fight was really lackluster, and I didn't really care that much. But still, there's some fun moments to it. There's good moments to it. I love the ending, how they tied it to Fellowship. That was an awesome ending. Yeah, this movie, it's flawed, but it's fine. It's okay. Jay, what were your thoughts?
My thoughts almost exactly. It's fine. The funniest thing is, this movie is just the last 2 chapters of the Hobbit books. So, like, you're putting 2 chapters into a 2.5-hour film. I'm like, well, good luck with that. So they just drag shit on. They make shit up. Luke Evans is okay because I like him as an actor. I liked Martin Freeman. I liked Richard Armitage. I don't like the direction they gave Thorin, but whatever. He has like this, like, I guess, cousin or something, this big fat dwarf with his army and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. A lot of CGI, and just a lot of CGI orcs, and just it looked so ugly. it looks like a cartoon at times. Like, oh god, it's so hideous. And Evangeline Lilly and the guy Gilly, and he dies. I could care less that he died. And she's like so upset over it. She's like, oh. I'm like, honestly, I don't care.
That wasn't even a romance.
I know. Like a day or so with him. Like, fuck, get over it.
Met this dude. Like, really?
Yeah.
You choose a guy over family.
Yeah. But I'll talk about the good things. I like the beginning when Luke Evans kills Smog. That's a pretty cool scene.
That was an awesome scene.
Anything with Bilbo's cool. There's a scene that it's not needed, but it's still cool. It's with Galadriel, Saruman, and Gandalf, and Elrond. They fight all these fucking like ghosts and shit. That
was a good scene. That was a good scene.
That was badass. And I liked the ending. The ending's really cool. Even though
Radagast has to show up to ruin it.
Yeah. There's also like a little scene after the fights are over, and like Bilbo's just sitting there, and Gandalf just sits beside him, and just like starts like, you know, fixing his pipe and everything. It's a very quiet scene. It's a very funny scene. I absolutely love it. It's so good.
I love those two. They're perfect together. That's perfect.
Yeah. And then when Bilbo goes back to the Shire, they're like selling all his shit and everything. That's amazing. Anything what the fuck?
I have, and this is my place.
But the ending is really cool. How it ties right into Fellowship and stuff. He's like, "What about very old friends?" Love it. It's fine. There's a lot of things I don't like. I like how they use Legolas in this one. There's a scene when he runs out of arrows. I'm like, that's funny. The running joke in Lord of the Rings is how come Legolas never runs out of arrows? And like that's a very good point. But in this one, he runs out of arrows. He's just like, he looks confused. Like that was funny. Like that
was funny. That was funny.
But all in all, it's okay. Martin Freeman really makes up for it. So does Ian McKellen. There is still stuff I like. It's overblown with CGI and some kind of really dull moments that I just don't give a fucking shit about. And for me, it's okay. Yeah.
All right. So that's gonna be a thumbnail now. All right. So on my rating scale, Battle of the Five Armies gets a 3 out of 5, or 2.5. Yeah. 3 out of 5. What about you?
6.2 out of 10 for me. It's fine. I like it. I watch it is if I'm watching all the Hobbit movies. It's not a Hobbit movie. I just watch on its own binge. That's it. So yeah, it's okay.
All right. Only 2 comments. Halfcock. This film is a fucking mess. And Twin Kids. Hey, it's Jay.
It is Jay. That's me.
Yeah. All right, so that's it. We've talked about every single one of these movies. Wow. Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Woo! So anyway, guys, that does it for this discussion. You know, let us know your thoughts and opinions on the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies down below in the comments section. We're curious to hear your thoughts on them and how excited you are for Mortal Engines. So, Jay, you've already seen Mortal Engines. Don't tell us your thoughts yet until your review comes out. As far as for me, I'm not really excited for it. Never really caught my attention. But I had to watch The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit leading up to this because, you know, many of the filmmakers and Peter Jackson are producing it. So figured I'd talk about them now. And I will be doing a ranking video for all of the Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit films. So just stay tuned if you guys want to hear my ranking for that. But, Jay, thank you so much, man, for joining me. As always, collaborating with me, talking about the Middle-earth films. We had such a fun time. Such a fun time. But, Jay, everyone knows where you're from, but still, tell us where we can find you on your social media, good sir.
Well, I'm from Canada.
What's Canada?
What is this place called Canada? But at least the one thing you can give Mortal Engines, like the one praise you can give that movie, it got you to watch these movies. So
Respect, Peter Jackson.
But yes, I'm Jay Vaters. Jay Vaters on you. It's just how it's spelled. JAYQCF Batman symbol. And yeah. I have a lot of top 10s rankings. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But yes, check me out on Jay Vaters on YouTube. And yeah. Peace, bitches.
Dark
Take the
side.
Hobbit. No.
Now we're just going crazy. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into this live stream. And if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe to both me and Jay right now. Jay, go check out his channel. He's got an awesome channel over there. Does a lot of videos like me. But anyway, next month is going to be insane because next month, Jay knows what's going down next month. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. But thank you guys for watching this live stream. We greatly appreciate it. And as always, all my social media links, Jay's channel link will be in the description down below for you guys to go check out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Dark side.